This might be an interesting journey.
We stayed at beautiful anchorage last night. It was a little bit rolly.
The snubber didn't break, but something had to give. Whoa, 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 whoa. Anyway, silly us.
Live and learn.
So we've just checked out, well, we checked out yesterday, and this morning we're going to go over to Koh Lipe just to do a visa run. Liz is busy on the anchor chain, hoisted the dinghy, and we're ready to rock and roll. Now, this might be an interesting journey because we picked up a package yesterday for some friends who are currently in Koh Lipe. They've been offline and we didn't find out until last night. They've actually checked out of Koh Lipe and are on their way back to Langkawi. They need this package, so there wasn't a convenient place to meet up unless they waited or we waited. So we've kind of made this loose arrangement that maybe we might bump into each other halfway across in order to swap over with this package. So anyway, we'll see if that happens. Could be quite an interesting one, depending on what the sea state is like out there. So as you may or may not be able to see, we've shaken out that little fold in the bottom of the main. If you remember in the last video, we just had that little kink in the bottom. So we've just hoisted it up a little bit more, and well, at the moment it appears to have disappeared. One of the things I was taught about when you hoist sails is the effect of over-tensioning or under-tensioning the sail. And if you over-tension it, then you tend to get vertical ripples in the sail. And if you under-tension it, then you get the horizontal ripples. I think it's that way around. And I noticed when I was looking through the video footage last week that was one of the problems was that we had these horizontal ripples. Well, they seem to have gone, and it's looking better. So hopefully we've got it right, but we'll find out when we get some wind on it and actually get sailing. Whether that's going to happen today or not, I've no idea. The forecast, very light winds, but you just don't know in this area, so we'll find out when we get out of the channel, and we've got some tide against us at the moment, and head up to Lipe in a northwesterly direction. Been having some fun and games going down the main channel in Langkawi. The first thing that we noticed is the amount of rubbish in the water, and I have to say it's really disappointing. In fact, it's absolutely disgusting. I have never seen so much rubbish in such a short area. It's very confusing because a lot of the rubbish, when it floats on the surface of the water, potentially could be fishing nets or fishing floats, so it's not until you get quite close up to them that you work out what they are. And what most of it is takeaway polystyrene food boxes. We are at coming up to spring tides, and what normally happens on a spring tide is the water levels come up higher on beaches and will therefore wash away any rubbish on beaches. The other thing as well is that it can be argued that this isn't necessarily a localized thing. This is rubbish coming in from anywhere and being washed up down a channel, but to me it looks like someone has dumped a whole load of rubbish in plastic bags which are ripped and have just spread their load across the whole bay, and it's really a horrible sight to see. The other problem that we have are the fishing flags. Now, we are aware of friends who got caught out by this, and they ran over a fishing net, got the net wrapped around their prop down this channel, and it turned quite nasty with the fishermen, who were getting very angry with them, demanding money. You then have to ask yourself, well, why do this? Well, of course, one argument is that this is the local fishermen just making money, doing what they've always done, and they were here before we were. It's probably been their fishing area for many generations, and we are just guests in their country, so who are we to complain about it? this is Esper on the handheld. Do you copy me?
Yeah, catch your Esper.
Ned, do you have any thoughts on how you want to do this?
Yeah, I'm going to drop your thing.
Yeah, good idea. Okay, mate. Operation Secret Parcel complete. Get out our dinghy.
This is day 2 in the Bhutan group. We stayed at beautiful anchorage last night. It was a little bit rolly, and we've got some wind coming in from the south today, and we've also got the swell to think about. So we're looking for a new anchorage, and we've gone round to the north end of Lipe, and we're now heading over to Adang. Just see what it's like. Already the swell is not so bad. There is no wind yet, but the southerlies are going to be coming in later. See what happens.
Whoa, 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 whoa. F me. I have never seen lightning that close. That was literally 50 meters away. Okay, now I'm shitting myself. I haven't seen wind like this in quite a while. I've just been running around closing all the hatches. It's just starting to rain, so I was going to say the wind calms a little, but it doesn't sound like it is. I've no idea what the wind is. It's probably, I don't know, it's a good 40 knots, maybe 50 knots or so, gusting. And it's just an enormous black cloud out there. I mean, I know it's dark anyway, but it's an incredible black cloud. It's so thick and just lightning, and it's pretty nasty. I suppose the good thing in a way is that we actually re-anchored. Over there it was really rolly. If we're over there now, we might have had a bit more protection from the reef that's out there, but there are a lot of boats that anchor there, so I feel a little bit safer in this channel. The only thing I've got to worry about is that the anchor holds, or that we don't drag. So I've got the GPS on, and we seem to be okay at the moment, but it's pretty fierce.
Well, after last night's huge storm and massive wind, we moved around a lot, and what we think's happened is that the chain. So what happened there then? I was mid-flow and it all stopped. What the hell's going on?
Yeah, sorry about that. That unfortunately is my camera, and it's taken a bit of a hammering, and I think the weather's just got to the contacts, so the external mic that we use is getting a little bit rusty around here, even though this is supposed to be weather sealed. I love this camera, and it's what you see most of our vlogs is recorded on this. Yeah. But two things have gone wrong with it. The mic's gone, and also the screen. So when we do recording like this, the screen is no longer working, which is rather awkward, really.
So it's on its way out, isn't it? It's a shame since it's our #1 camera.
I know, but yeah. I mean, the problem is if you take it to be repaired, it goes away and you don't have it for 2 months. Yeah. So anyway, but this is one of the reasons why we are on Patreon. Yeah. Because the money and the funds and the support that we receive through Patreon and through our Run Fund scheme goes towards this, not our lifestyle on the boat, but it goes towards just the upkeep of all our gear, and we do get through quite a lot of it. I lost a GoPro the other day. Looks like we're going to have to replace this little baby, and things like the editing suite we use, that cost a lot of money to
Yeah, and that's what Patreon and Rum Fund, that's where the money goes.
Yeah.
And so we'll be able to use some of the money that we've made from there to buy you a new camera at some stage. I mean, it's difficult now because we're about to set off on a long journey, but we will get one. But at least we've got my camcorder at the moment.
Yes.
So we can use that. But it is difficult. Marine environment and cameras, not perfect match, are they really?
No. But there we go.
So,
Yes. So, like, let's go back to what we were just talking about.
Yes.
You were about to explain.
I was about to explain what had happened with the bow roller. So if you look at the image, you'll see that we've got the usual 2 bow rollers, and then hanging off the side there's a third one which we had been using for the snubber. So we did the usual through the fair lead and round a cleat, and then we put it over the snubber in the belief that it would just keep it right away from the boat and stop any kind of rubbing. We only started doing that about, I don't know, less than a year.
I know, we just got into a habit of using it, and it's silly because it's just this auxiliary thing that sits outside of the main roller. And what happened was the storm, that bit of footage you saw at night time, because of the swell and because of what was happening over the night, I think the chain wrapped around a rock.
Something like that, must have.
And then the chain went taut. The snubber didn't break, but something had to give, and unfortunately it was the axle, the shaft that goes through the bow roller mechanism, and one of the nuts sheared off and it bent that piece, and so it looks like we are going to have to replace it.
Yeah, it's straightforward, just a new axle, and we'll take that side bit off.
Yeah, get rid of it.
Yeah, and so had we just had the snubber on as we did for about 8 years or 9 years, the normal way, that wouldn't have happened because it would have taken the strain.
Yes.
Oh well.
Anyway, silly us.
Live and learn.
You live and learn.
Don't do what we did. How often have we said that? Jesus. Okay.
Yes, we make the mistakes so you don't have to.
Yeah, hopefully. There was one thing you wanted to say to people, wasn't there?
Yes.
Because we do keep being asked
Yes.
a particular question.
Yeah. So, as you know, we are planning to head south, and in fact we haven't had time to do it this week, but in next week's episode we are going to talk in more detail about our proposed route.
Yeah, we'll show the route.
Just a segue there, we are about to hit our next Patreon target.
Oh yeah, going back to Patreon, yeah.
And in that target,
yes,
we are offering all of our patrons the opportunity to actually dictate where we go next.
Ooh,
so
I don't know if it's a good idea.
you become the navigator.
Yes.
So we're very close to that. So if you do fancy supporting us, then please do, and that's going to be the next target.
Yeah.
So anyway, so
It'll be a good time to join.
yes, but we do have a kind of route, and we are heading south. And a lot of people have asked if they can follow us using our MMSI number on marinetraffic.com. If you go to marinetraffic.com and you type in ESPA, or you type in our MMSI number, which is 235062188, I think, we'll put it in the description, then you can actually follow our progress.
Yeah.
Now,
in real time?
Almost.
Okay.
It is dependent on various base stations down the coast. I suspect there'll be more as we go further down. I think the closest one to us at the moment is Phuket. And I looked at it this morning, if you look at our position, we are in Langkawi, but it's actually from when we were last here, I think.
Oh.
So anyway, the point is that you can follow us using our MMSI number. So please do, and you can watch our progress as we head south.
So we've come ashore and we've done an emergency checkout because we can't stay here for more than one more night because of the state of the bow roller. It's a real shame because we were intending on staying for another 3 days or so and just to go around the archipelago, but these things happen. So Jamie's been in touch with William of Crimson Tide at Talaga Marina to see if we can get an emergency berth. We're going to leave early tomorrow morning, get over there, hopefully we'll have a berth, then we'll be able to take the bow roller off, sort it out, put it back on, and then we'll be on our way again.